First of all, I'd like to say what a privilege it was to sing with Julia. She's an institution around here, and I'm a newcomer, and I appreciate that it was an honor to sing with her. I appreciate the opportunity. I'd like to do a song now that's a cowboy song, a genuine cowboy song. This has roots going back into the 19th century. It's had a few 20th century and even 21st century tweaks, but it's basically a genuine art. The song is called "I'd Like to Be in Texas." In the lobby of a big hotel in New York town one day, sat a bunch of fellas telling yarns just to pass the time away. They told of places where they'd been and all the sights they'd seen. In some preferred Chicago town, while others New Orleans. And a corner in an old armchair sat a man whose hair was gray. He listened to them quietly, to what they had to say. They asked him where he'd like to be. His clear old voice did ring. He said, "I'd like to be in Texas for the roundup in the spring. I can see the cattle grazing for the hills at early. Campfire smoking at the breaking of the dawn. I can hear the Broncos neigh, I can hear the cowboys sing. And I'd like to be in Texas for the roundup in the spring. Oh, I've seen them stampede over hills so you'd think they'd never stop. I've seen them run for miles and miles until their leaders drop. I was foreman on a cattle ranch, now that's the calling of a king. And I'd like to be in Texas when they round up in the spring. Now they sat and listened carefully to the words he had to say. They knew the old man sitting there had been a top hand in his day. They asked him for a story from his lifetime on the plains. Slowly he removed his hat and quietly began. Now there's a place in Texas where Molly Deming sleeps, beneath the grove where mossy oaks their silent vigil keep. In my heart a recollection of a long, long bygone day, when we rode the range together like truant kids at play. Now her gentle spirit calls to me in the watches of the night. I hear her laughter freshening the dews of early light. I was foreman on a cattle ranch, now that's the calling. And I'd like to be in Texas when they round up in the spring. Oh, I'd like to sleep my last long sleep with Mother Earth for bed, my saddle for a pillow, and the bright stars overhead, where I could hear the coyotes howl and the songs the brazos sings. Then I would be in Texas for the roundup in the spring. Yes, I'd love to be in Texas when they round up in the spring.